Jin shocked, Jungkook secretly gave a surprising signal. What happened between them? In a moment that left many K-pop industry observers silent and armies around the world stunned, BTS's Jin openly displayed his shock at a secret action from Jungkook, a signal not officially announced, but strong enough to trigger various speculations about BTS's current internal condition. Is this just an ordinary emotional gesture, or is there a hidden dynamic that has never been revealed before? Jin's reaction, known as the eldest yet most consistent in maintaining the group's emotional stability, this time could not be hidden. Several media outlets that followed Jin's activities after his military discharge noted his confused expression and long pauses in his responses when asked about his last meeting with Jungkook. This occurred not long after Jungkook was caught on camera showing a highly symbolic gesture, touching his left chest and bowing his head for several seconds after mentioning Jin's name at a private event in Tokyo. The biggest question now is, what is the meaning behind that gesture, and why did Jin appear so unprepared to receive it? Jungkook has long been known to be very reserved with emotional expressions in public, especially after entering a solo career period that is dense and full of pressure. However, when someone like Jungkook gives a signal so personal and emotionally charged in public, it is not merely a spontaneous act, but a message. An internal source who wished to remain anonymous mentioned that Jin and Jungkook were involved in an intense private discussion before the event. That discussion was said to be related to the group's future, possible internal structural reform within BTS, and the personal pressure Jungkook had been feeling since his solo promotion began. However, no official statement from the agency can confirm the truth of that discussion. This incident has sparked a huge wave of speculation from fans and industry analysts. Many suspect that the signal from Jungkook was a form of apology, or even a form of desperation from feeling directionless after losing emotional closeness with Jin. But others interpret the gesture as a symbol of deep respect and longing that perhaps did not receive the expected response from Jin. Jin's reaction, appearing surprised and reluctant to comment directly, strengthens the impression that Jungkook's signal was not something they had discussed or planned beforehand. This raises concerns among fans that an emotional distance may be forming between the members, who have so far always displayed the image of a solid, supportive family. Is Jungkook's signal a form of communication that failed to be conveyed directly? Or is this the final signal before a major decision is made about BTS's future? Some Korean pop culture analysts believe that the emotional dynamic between Jin and Jungkook could be a significant indicator in understanding the direction of BTS members' relationships post-military service and their solo activities. Interestingly, this interaction not only affects personal relationships among members, but also begins to influence BTS's image as a group. Netizens have begun to question why communication like this had to occur in public and not be resolved privately. There are also concerns that the excessive publicity of members' emotional gestures could be used as a tool to cover up bigger internal problems behind the scenes. HYB itself has yet to provide an official statement regarding this moment, but its choice not to clarify only raises more questions. Why would an agency known for being highly strategic in managing its artist's image now choose silence? Is this part of an issue-diverting scenario, or truly a reflection of an unexpected situation that has not yet been addressed? Even ARMY is divided. Some choose to wait for a direct explanation from Jin or Jungkook, while others feel that the signal is clear enough to realize there is a major change in BTS's dynamics. On social media, various theories and interpretations have emerged, touching on mental health issues, industry pressure, and inter-member relationships that have long been considered unshakable. The sharpest question now arising, are Jin and Jungkook still on the same wavelength regarding their vision of BTS? Or does this surprising signal mark a turning point in their relationship, a crucial moment that demands reflection and total reconstruction of BTS's emotional structure? As speculation continues to grow, the public now awaits further clarity. Will there be a direct clarification from the members, or will everything be left to become wild interpretations that continue to grow among the massive and loyal fanbase? One thing is certain, Jungkook's surprising signal has opened a new chapter in BTS's narrative, a chapter full of uncertainty, suppressed emotions, and potential major shifts in the group structure that has long been seen as the perfect symbol of solidarity in South Korea's entertainment industry. However, amid the escalating speculation following Jungkook's emotional signal and Jin's surprised expression, a more fundamental question emerges. Did this event truly happen as it appeared on the surface? Or is this just part of a narrative deliberately or unintentionally shaped by video clips, separate quotes, and free interpretation by social media users? We acknowledge that the information we present, as well as the information circulating on platforms such as TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter, comes from indirect observations, media compilations, and visual interpretations that may not fully reflect reality. Therefore, it is important for all of us to ask, how far do we understand the real context of Jungkook's actions and Jin's reaction? Was the signal really directed at Jin, or was it just a coincidence that the public interpreted too deeply? If the signal truly was an emotionally deep communication, why has there been no official statement from the involved parties? Why is HYB silent? And why did Jin's reaction show surprise instead of the empathetic or affirmative response he usually shows toward Jungkook? Does this reflect a deteriorating relationship, or does it show a particular narrative currently being constructed? These questions should encourage us not to merely act as passive spectators receiving unfiltered information, but to become critical examiners who dare to question. Who benefits from spreading this kind of narrative? Has social media become the dominant tool in shaping a false reality about BTS members' relationships? Let us think deeper. Does it make sense that such an emotionally intense signal was shown at a closed event and then spread so quickly to the public? Who recorded it? Who shared it first? And why was its virality so fast and massive, even before any official verification? The fact that this information first spread on platforms like TikTok and Twitter, known as spaces for fast spreading and not always accurate opinions, should urge us to be cautious. Several circulating contents have even been edited in a way to appear more dramatic. Clips of Jin's reaction were paired with emotional moments from the past, which could shape certain narrative impressions. Is that honest? Or does it instead create misleading perceptions? We must also ask, have the media, both conventional and social, turned Jin and Jungkook's relationship into emotional commodities to increase clicks, views, and interactions? Was the narrative of a strained relationship or hidden emotional signal consciously produced as a tool for sensationalism? If so, who benefits most from this uncertainty? Fans, media, or the entertainment industry itself? It is also important to realize that such phenomena are not new in the K-pop world. Many emotional-looking moments were later proven to be part of image management or promotional strategies carefully designed. Is it possible that Jungkook's signal is part of such a scenario? Is Jin's unprepared reaction actually a form of acting or a strategy to create an authentic moment that can trigger widespread discussion? We cannot provide a definite answer because so far there is no strong evidence to confirm what truly happened. But precisely because of this uncertainty, it is essential for all of us to maintain a skeptical, analytical, and reflective attitude. Do you, as viewers and fans, truly feel that this moment was an authentic event that happened spontaneously? Or are you starting to realize that everything circulating on social media could just be fragments, curated in a way to provoke maximum emotional effect? Is there a possibility that we, as consumers of news and content, have become part of a system that nurtures sensationalism to maintain the competitive existence of the entertainment industry? How willing are we to distinguish between real events and emotional fabrications designed to create a buzz? We do not intend to state that this information is completely false. However, we also cannot claim that it is entirely true. The truth lies in the middle and can only be reached if we are all willing to examine information deeply, wait for clarification from official parties, and resist being provoked by every wave of unproven opinion. To our esteemed readers, do you truly believe that Jin and Jungkook are experiencing a critical emotional dynamic? Or are you beginning to question whether all of this is merely the product of a public's expectations hungry for drama and symbolism? Has social media brought us closer to the truth, or has it instead distanced us from the real reality? Finally, we invite you to keep thinking critically. Don't just believe. Ask the source. Review the context. Seek clarification. Because in a world full of instant information and strategically curated narratives, the ability to separate truth from informational noise is the most important form of protection we can have. Thank you.